So what is this thing?
All right, so this is basically the Holosun DRS. This is the Thermal Pro version. So we have basically an enlarged sensor on this. We have a standard one that's a little bit smaller than this. This is going to be a 30% size increase. But one of the coolest things about this system is that you have a basic red dot that you're used to, like our AIMS kind of style, big windowed red dot. It still has your night vision mode, so you can still use it with nods passively. But when you want to flip into the IR, or thermal spectrum I should say, a simple click of the switch on top, and that's going to bring in the thermal imager. And so this is going to give you basically white hot, black hot, fusion mode, there's an outline mode, edge detection. There's tons of fun modes that are built into this. But the basic premise of it is you can still use it as a red dot with it in an overlay system, or you can just use it as just a thermal camera, so you have a lot of modularity that you can do between the two.
Will there be ghosting, so the thermal image is offset to the image through the
So when you're looking through it normally with the overlay function, you don't notice it as much because when you have both eyes open, your brain kind of helps you perceive a little bit. You're not looking at an OLED screen. I think that's one of the big differences with this system is that you're not looking at a screen. You're looking at pieces of glass with the reflection coming through. So sometimes there's a little bit of lag in situations like that. It is a 60 refresh rate, and so it's one of those things we're working on trying to improve that. We still have many months to go before this is going to be on the market, so we don't know exactly what the final version is going to be, but right now it's 60 frames a second. It seems to be very, very good tracking and stuff like that.
I can imagine that when you're actually looking through it, your brain will
helps
compensate a bit,
yeah,
because
exactly.
you have the live image through it.
Right.
It's just
and
optics.
So, and if you do the zoom with it in overlay, then you can definitely get a little confusing because you're seeing something in 8x and you're still looking at 1x, but when you flip the cover close and you don't have that overlay.
Is it optical 8x, I guess, or digital, I mean?
Yeah, correct. So on the back, we basically have our button grid here. So on the bottom right, it's going to change your modes, so white hot, black hot, fusion, like I was saying. Top right is going to be your digital zoom, so 1, 2, 4, and 8, and then back down again to 1. This is going to control your contrast, a little bit of the brightness scale, and this is basically for recording videos and taking pictures and stuff like that. So, but yeah, the concept of it in general is, red dot side on the bottom, thermal camera on top, blend the two in the middle, and then give the best of both worlds with it. So
what is the effective range of using a
So realistically, I try to explain it as this is still a red dot, even with a magnifier, maybe out to 500-600 yards. You're kind of pushing it a little bit at that distances to really visualize things. About to 500 yards with this, not a problem to visualize certain targets. If it's a very busy thermal environment, you're looking at a city, you're looking at a lot of very busy heat signatures, the effective range might get a little bit muddled on that side of things, but realistically, if you're hunting with it or looking out into distance, the trees and stuff, it's really not too much of an issue. I was sitting in my backyard watching planes flying over, coming into land at the house, and so it's pretty incredible how much clarity you can get out of this big of a sensor. So, but yeah, it's just a really cool new addition for us this year.
Yeah, it's certainly innovative.
Yeah.
When do you expect this to be on market?
We probably have another 8 months worth of testing, so maybe next year at IWA we'll actually have production samples so people can purchase and stuff like that. So, but yeah, we're hoping maybe January, February, but we have a lot more testing to do. We just want to make sure we get everything ironed out perfectly for everybody, make sure all the menus work great, and we'll see how the sensors improve in that time period as well too.
Yeah, electronics equals bugs.
I know, right? Yeah, as soon as you add more functions and bells and whistles, there's a lot more things that could potentially have issues, but that's why I want to take time with it.
Will there be like firmware updates for a product like this since it's so complicated?
So one of the things that's kind of interesting about this is we're possibly thinking about making this a modular system. So you'd be able to take off the thermal sensor, but on a different sensor if you wanted to. So that would allow us to possibly do different modules and things of that nature.
So a lot of thermal cameras and whatnot have like a USB port for an external battery or communicate. You do have that.
So we have a USB-C built into the side, so you can charge it on the go if you need to, or you can use it to transfer data. I've been hearing that you might be able to use it to a tablet to have a live feed of what it's seeing, but I can't confirm that quite yet. Hopefully that'd be pretty cool.
That would be nice.
We'll see. Yeah.
But also for updating firmware, I guess.
Correct, yes, as well too, yeah. Yeah, you will have the ability to plug it in and update any kind of features as we go if there are some sort of updates that we need to do in the future with that type of stuff.
So one thing you could add in the future is reticules. Design your own for 300 blackout, subsonic, stuff like that.
I'm glad you brought that up. That is a good point to clarify here. So the red dot system is independent of the reticle system in the camera. So you can have the camera set to say maybe 300 blackout supers, and then your red dot maybe is set to subs possibly. You can change it between the two. So you can zero them independendly, and then as you zoom in, it's going to save that zero, so it's still helping you.
Yeah, but if you can update the firmware, you
for
can
bullet
always
drop
do
calculators
bullet drops connected to applied ballistics or something.
Yeah,
and kestrels and whatnot if you have a USB cable.
It'd be really cool if you could overlay some of those features and stuff like that.
Kind of not useful for a red dot, all that good stuff.
I know,
300 blackout. Okay, but if you want to shoot long range, any plans on doing some magnifying optics?
You know, who knows what the future holds on that side of stuff. We have a new 4X prism scope that we're kind of working on right now and showing off, but you know, long range stuff has just been a little bit on the back burner right now. We've been focusing mainly on the red dots or the handguns. Now we're kind of working on some brand new technology. You know, there's only so much capacity at the factory to make cool stuff for you guys, and everybody wants all the brand new stuff. So, you know, hopefully we'll see how the future goes with that.
Yeah,
but
exciting product. Thank you.
Yeah, definitely, for sure.
It's hard to get though.
Hard to film through this, but I get which button was it? This one to change mode?
Yeah.
Yeah, bottom right.
Kind of hard to film, but I get the gist of it. Okay, this is pretty awesome.